All right, let's get it. Contrary to popular belief, Black Panther is not dead. So, as you can tell from the title, today's video will be all about Black Panther. Now, Black Panther made his first appearance in 1966 in a Fantastic Four volume. I'm going over a little bit of history of the whole Black Panther character because I just want to show, and I guess at the end it all makes sense, but I want to show his history, some of his lineage, and sort of like why I think this is such an important character. So Black Panther didn't get his first solo comic until 1973. And this was previous to a lot of backlash, or I shouldn't say backlash, but there was some discussion because the real Black Panthers were popular in the 1960s and all of the negative attention they were getting from the government, that they were not going to release him as Black Panther. They were going to change his name to like Black Leopard, which I'm glad they didn't because Black Panther sounds a whole lot better. But there was some controversy as to why this character should or should not exist in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, I don't know if you guys pay attention to this stuff like I do, but like I said previously, I'm a comic book nerd. So, last month sometime, I believe it was in January, Kevin Feige did an interview and he announced basically that they were not going to recast Black Panther. And what you see on the screen here, and I wish I had a date on this, but you can see that the interviewer is asking him about recasting Black Panther and using some CGI type stuff. And I agree that they shouldn't do that. But he's saying that they will not be recasting Black Panther. Now, there is a storyline in the comic books where T'Challa dies. And his sister Shuri becomes the Black Panther for a little while. And if they were to do this in a movie and have Letitia Wright be the Black Panther in a movie, I can totally agree with that because that falls in line to the comic book source material. So they can do this for one movie and just sort of see how it goes. And then if they wanted to follow that storyline, they can go with the storyline where T'Challa basically dies and gets an upgrade. He becomes the king of the dead. His powers are enhanced, increased, if you will. He can like summon the knowledge of all of the previous Black Panthers. I think maybe he can summon their strength as well, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But he basically becomes king of the dead, and they can like totally follow this storyline if they want to introduce, Shuri as Black Panther for one movie. It'll totally work, easy peasy, right? And they sort of tried to show this in the Black Panther movie in the ancestral plane where he's talking to all of the previous Black Panthers when he's crying and yelling at them and telling them they were wrong for leaving Killmonger in the U.S., yada, yada, yada. So they sort of touched on the whole ancestral plane and he his ability to speak with the previous ancestors, the previous Black Panthers. So they sort of touched on that in the movie. So it's not that far-fetched that they would introduce this into the MCU. Now, I just want to, I don't know, gripe. No, that's not the right word because I enjoyed Black Panther. I enjoyed all of his appearances from Civil War all the way up to Endgame. So I guess I shouldn't say gripe, right? But I do want to say that I don't think that they illustrated how intelligent his character is supposed to be. So this screenshot I have right here is from Marvel.com, and as you can see, it says the 10 smartest superheroes, and number 10 is T'Challa. And I thought it used to be 7. So they've probably updated this list over the last couple of years, but I'm pretty certain he used to be like number 7 in regards to the smartest person in the Marvel universe, or smartest people in the Marvel universe, I should say. But as you can see right there, he's listed as number 10. I don't think they touched on that enough in the MCU, in the movies, showing just how intelligent that he is. But I hope that this is something that going forward that they will sort of touch on and try to highlight and illustrate his intelligence. I also included this screenshot from Marvel.com because it shows some of T'Challa's characteristics. If I were to scroll up, you would see that he's 6 feet tall, weighs 200 pounds. But what I really wanted to focus on here was the education. And I'm looking at the column on the right. You'll see that he has a PhD in physics. You can see that his identity is publicly known. It goes over his relatives. I think that's pretty irrelevant. But look at his powers. And I still think that this list is condensed. It should be a lot longer. But he has heightened senses. So hearing, smell, touch, the 5 senses. He has heightened senses. He has night vision. He's an expert at hand-to-hand combat, meaning you don't want it with him. He also has superhuman strength. And I wish that they listed like to what degree, because I believe I read somewhere that he can lift like a ton, which is like 2,000 pounds. So that's like, what do they call it? Like peak physical performance or something like that. Like that's like pushing the limit of what a human body can do without being like the Incredible Hulk or Superman, and have like that godlike strength. So for him to be a human being, he's not a mutant. His strength level is off the charts. And I don't think that they showed this enough in the movies, right? I know that the Avengers movies were basically centered around Iron Man and Captain America. And yes, those guys were supposed to get all of the shine. But I just think they could have focused more on Black Panther, and just showing some of his abilities, not like in a super extravagant way, like I said, because I know those guys were supposed to get all the shine, but I just think they could have touched on it a little bit more. I also see that they don't have enhanced speed listed here, and as we've seen in Infinity War, that he's actually quite fast when it comes to running. He has increased durability, increased endurance. I think I read somewhere there like he doesn't get sick or something like that. So like I said, this list is like completely condensed, but I think it should be just a lot longer because he's really unique in all of the things that he can actually do or does. So why am I saying all of this, right? I just want to be clear that this is not a diss to Chadwick Boseman in any kind of way. Chadwick will always be the guy that brought Black Panther to life. I thought he did an amazing job. But I want to say that Black Panther slash T'Challa is bigger than Chadwick. And I don't think the character should die with Chadwick. I think people like myself want to see Black Panther become the hero in the MCU that he does in the comics. And there are many storylines where he does incredible things and doesn't just save Wakanda, but he saves the world on multiple occasions. So we want to see that portrayed on film. We want to see him become one of the leaders of the Avengers, which I think is where it was heading, with him and Captain Marvel sort of being the new leaders, the Iron Man, Captain America of the new Avengers in this next phase 5 that they're supposed to be rolling out. So I think it would be a mistake if they did not recast the T'Challa role. I think they would be leaving a lot of money on the table, and I know it's not all about money, but with them it is. I think they'd be leaving a lot of money on the table, and I think they would be missing a major opportunity to just do the character justice, right? I mean, because that's what I want to see, and I know there are probably others who agree with me. We want to see Black Panther become one of the most popular and one of the best characters in the Marvel universe. And in my opinion, he is one of the best characters in the Marvel universe. So, I'm not a casting agent or a casting director or whatever the correct title is, but who do I think could possibly be the next Black Panther? This guy, Kofi Cerebral. And I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing his last name. But I think this guy could totally step into that role. He has the athletic build. He's handsome. He was born in Africa. I've always thought that they should get someone who was actually born in Africa to play the role, since T'Challa is an African king. So yeah, I think this guy could totally be a good choice, a good possibility for the next Black Panther. I don't know, someone may have someone else in mind. I said I'm not a casting director. I don't know, but I think that this guy could totally step into that role. Like I said, no disrespect to Chadwick, but the character is bigger than Chadwick Boseman. So I'm gonna leave it there for now. That's all I have for this one. If you like the way I think, hop over to Patreon, check out some of my original short stories. It's only $1.50 per download. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss out on all future videos. Hey, before I sign off, let's share this. Let's share this and see if it can reach the Disney heads. Let's see if we can get this. Let's sort of treat this as our petition to recast Black Panther. So share this as much as you can. Share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, share it on whatever social media platform that you use. Share this video so it can get to Kevin Feige or Kevin Feige's assistants or somebody, because we want to see more Black Panther in the MCU. All right, that's all I have for this one. Like always, thanks for your time. Peace.